Jubilee versus 20 conservatives. I am Cenk Uyghur's medulla oblongata. See, I don't know about the Jubilees, guys. Can I just tell you, I think I'm with Kyle Kulinski. Okay? He says it, and I am totally with him, boss.
He was debating 20 far-right conservatives. I believe that's what the title was. And so he went into it thinking, look, I'll just do my thing. I'll debate him. I'll win. Hopefully convert some people to a more left-wing worldview. And I think he did a great job. You know, we covered some of this stuff. I think he's a phenomenal debater. He's always been a phenomenal debater. And I think it was mission accomplished in terms of holding down the fort for leftism. Now, having said that, I remember when we watched it, I started out by going, I don't know if this is worth it, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, I had the same vibe. And I had it not even with Mehdi Hasan's. This is going all the way back to, remember the one we watched with Lady MAGA? Right? Remember?
I don't know if this is worth it. And the reason I don't know if it's worth it is because now the far right, it's been mission creep. And they've gone further and further right. And now they're literally out there, like, proudly declaring themselves fascists, right? What's the next step? The next step is they're going to be like, yeah, I'm a Nazi. Yeah, I love Adolf Hitler. Like, that's happened. It already happened with Kanye West when he was on Alex Jones' show, right? And so I remember thinking, like, I don't know if I like this. Because there is some degree of normalization happening of these fringe views, which really should be banished to, like, 4chan message boards with a bunch of freaks and weirdos and loners.
And what's more, guys, have you guys noticed that the left-wing people are like normal left-wing people, but every time they have a right-wing person on Jubilee, it is like as far to the right as possible, right? There's never any like traditional conservatives on Jubilee. Jubilee is like left-wing and extremist right-wing, which sort of like creates this idea that the left wing is just as extreme as the right wing is. And that's the thing that I have a real problem with it, is they're both sidesing the far right radicalism. They're making the far right radicalism as normal as the left wing. Like, they always have these crazy, like, openly racist, openly fascist, openly, like, outrageous, like, oh, I'm addicted to MAGA, Barack Hussein Obama. The whole thing is like, it's like a fascism theater, right? It's like extremist theater that is designed to engage commonplace left-wing ideologies with the furthest right-wing shit you can imagine, as though they're on the same political spectrum. And they're just not. They're just not.
Who are not, socially competent, who can waste their time there, right? And so I was a little iffy on it, but then as I watched the debate, I sort of came to the conclusion that these people look so stupid and so dumb that ultimately it discredited fascist ideology, so I came back around to being in favor of it. But what's interesting is, it obviously wasn't just me having this dilemma watching this debate. It seems like everybody who watched it was sort of wrestling með the same thing, right? Like, am I okay?
Dude, it's like Jerry Springer. That's what Jubilee is. Jubilee is like, it's like the Jerry Springer of politics, but they actually put like intelligent, well-spoken left-wingers, and then the right-wingers are always these fucking freaks.
Okay with this? Am I not okay with this? Like what am I really watching here? And so what happened was, and if you were to read the comments on the video, you would see this very quickly, is that a lot of people basically came to the conclusion, like, you are actively hurting the country and hurting the discourse in the country. Because
100%.
When you have people just flat out saying, I'm a fascist, and they're like giddy about the fact that they're fascist and they're coming out as fascist, it's like, again, you're providing this route of like normalization where it's okay in society to say that, and we just move on like nothing happened. Well, to be fair, the guy got fired, but there are reports that he got fired before this and pretended like it was because of this, so he could do this whole cancel culture routine. But anyway,
so he could raise some money.
I wanted to revisit this because, again, I don't know how I feel about this. So, like, on the one hand, this is the world we live in, right? Like, we do live among these absolute disgusting freaks and charlatans and losers and assholes. We do. There are people who are still cheerleading Donald Trump after all of his fucking concentration camp building and all of his illegal bombings of countries that didn't attack us and all of his destroying the Constitution and rounding up innocent people with no due process.
And raping teen girls, you know what I mean? I mean, dude, seeing the people on Twitter, like, normalize dating 13-year-olds is wild. Like that chick, who is that chick? Azalea, whatever, who's like, oh yeah, dating 13-year-olds was normal until the 90s. Like, dude, what the fuck is she doing, bro? She is like, get her on the U.S. gymnastics team because she is twisting, bro. Jesus. I agree with this take, guys. I feel like Jubilee is, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about how I don't really like the debate culture as it is, because it shied away from like people debating in order to exchange ideas and argue ideas to creating content. Everybody's trying to get zingers, right? And people are, you know, this is where like integrity goes out the window, because like I said, everybody on Jubilee that they pick on the right wing, none of those people have integrity. Okay? None of them have integrity. This guy, he doesn't have any integrity. He doesn't really believe in autocracy. He doesn't really believe in fascism. As soon as he lost his job, he was crying. Oh, they were unfair to me. It's like, bro, it's fascism. It's autocracy. They can do whatever the hell they want. Remember? That's what you believe in, right? No, he doesn't. Dude, yeah, it is. It is drama farming. And you know what else, though, guys? What else it is this is the shit that's feeding our youngsters, okay? Because not a lot of adults are going to really be watching this shit, you know what I'm saying? But like 8-year-olds are watching these really extreme people with the crazy faces and yelling and being all outrageous. And those young people eat that shit up, okay? They don't care that these guys are fake and bad acting. They feed on it because it has this like super delectable drama, because it's like so polarized, okay? It's like their brains see that extremism and it processes it like kids' brains like only react to things that are really extreme. Like when you're like 8 years old, kids will sometimes they'll eat really spicy food, like Indian food, right? When they're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, because it's the only thing their taste buds can react to, right? It reacts differently. So this shit is dangerous. I feel like the Jubilee stuff and a lot of this Benny Johnson content and this really like super, super extremist, like pipeline shit being fed to kids that is like setting up this idea from little on that being extreme and being very out of pocket and reactionary is like beneficial. It gets you on TV. It gets you 2 million likes. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of shit I think is really unhealthy. We've been grooming kids for like the last 6, 7 years since the arrival of TikTok. We've been grooming kids to like the more outrageous you are, the more far out into extremism you go, the more you can cash in. And again, only 1 in a million cashes in, like anything, right? 1 in 500,000. But everybody's moving that direction, trying to get noticed, right? Like, did you notice? Oh my God, after 𝗙𝗚 literally for months after 𝗙𝗚, every third TikTok was some girl like in her car saying something outrageous about bopping the knob or something, right? It was like every girl, like, and these girls are young, man. They're like, I don't know, high school, just out of high school on TikTok, just desperately trying to be 𝗙𝗚 girl. It's like, dude, what are we doing, man? We're just encouraging people to be super extreme and super outlandish, and even if you don't mean it, and we're training kids to think that like the more negative reaction you get, the better, right? dude, like, oh my God.
And the other thing is, I think Jubilee does themselves no favors because they pretend like the CEO of Jubilee is out there like, oh, we're trying to make people more empathetic and we're trying to come together at a divisive time.
Dude, see, that is such bullshit. Like, Jubilee 100% grabs the craziest, most outrageous, like clickbaity, rage baity, you know what I'm saying? The wildest fucking shit. They are not improving the discourse at all. Not at all.
And that's our goal, is to bridge divides. And it's like, no, you're not. That's not your fucking goal. Your goal is cheap clicks and ad revenue. And by the way, like I said, I covered some of this. I played like maybe 2 or 3 shortish clips. They jacked all the revenue for it, of course, because that's what they are. They're fucking copyright sharks. They're patent sharks. They're in.
Dude, yeah, see? They did it to him too. Oh shit, dude. They did it to Kyle too. They jacked the revenue for him too. Of course. So, dude, then they're jacking it for everybody. Because, man, I didn't even watch the video. I watched a snippet of it on Twitter, and those fuckers jacked me, bro. Now I don't feel so bad in despising them.
Like I said, I covered some of this. I played like maybe 2 or 3 shortish clips. They jacked all the revenue for it, of course, because that's what they are. They're fucking copyright sharks. They're patent sharks. They're in this for the profit.
They are.
They know that their content goes viral. You'll have viral moments that spread on TikTok. They probably steal all the monetization for that.
Yep.
Right? They care about, oh, look, we got 4 million views on the video or whatever the fuck. Don't lie to our faces and say, oh, we're about bringing people together and we love people and we love empathy and we have to, in order to empathize, we have to sit across from each other. And it's like, that has nothing to do with why you're doing this shit.
Yeah, no, they're straight money grubbing whores is what they are. Jubilee and LDS, who like copyrights their shit, who does all the copy striking, they are money grubbing whores. That's what they are, bro. Jesus. Dude, and I don't know how they do it, man. They take all the money, bro. Jesus. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.